open enrollment for Medicare is coming this fall, and the time is now to start researching your options. Whether you have already enrolled in Medicare or this enrollment period will be your first time, understanding the basics of Medicare will help ensure the coverage you choose is right for your health and for your wallet.
That's right, and we are joined by certified financial planner Will Rogers to talk about the basics of Medicare and what you need to know. Good to see you, Will. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be here, and this is something where a lot of folks get anxiety when they need to enroll. Other folks, as they got that open enrollment period, there's things that are changing. So we're going to hopefully put everybody's minds at ease and cover that today.
I am actually part of that group that really wants to know because I'm getting closer and closer to that. So let's talk about the main factors to consider when we're talking about Medicare.
All right, so when we're looking at it, first, when are you first eligible? Then how to get signed up, what to do if you're working past 65. We're going to take a look at the traditional Medicare versus the new Medicare Advantage. We'll talk about parts A, B, and D first,
okay,
then part C, and then changes from year to year.
All right.
Very good. Well, main question right now, who is eligible for Medicare?
So there's a couple of different groups. So first, you've got folks that are age 65 and older. That's the obvious one. But folks under age 65 with certain disabilities are also eligible. So I've had folks that have been forced into early retirement due to disability. Healthcare coverage is a big deal. They were able to sign up for Medicare because they were disabled. So knowing that's an option, a lot of folks aren't aware of.
Okay, speaking of signing up, when and how can you enroll?
Now, my favorite way to do this is online. And when you're 3 months before age 65 or 3 months after is when you can do your first enrollment. And then for everybody that is signed up, there's open enrollment from the middle of October until the first week of December every year. You can go to ssa.gov or your local Social Security office, and you can do that sign up. But having that where you're signed up and have that where you've got the best plans for you is key.
Okay, now do you need to sign up though if you are working past 65 years old?
You don't. So if you're employed and you've got qualified health care coverage after age 65, you do not need to sign up for Part B. You do need to sign up for Part A where you're registered, because what's going to happen with your work plan is they're going to coordinate. So Medicare's going to become the primary, and then your work becomes a secondary. So you still need to say, hey, I'm 65, here I am.
Right.
But you can delay the Part B coverage from Medicare.
Okay. Now, you mentioned two different types of Medicare at the top of this interview here, traditional and Advantage. What are the differences here? So
the traditional plan is provided by the government, and most doctors and hospitals are covered, but the copays and the deductibles might be a little bit higher. So you've got this, but this is where you can kind of go anywhere, see anybody that's part of the network. The Medicare Advantage, that one's a little different, where that's provided by the health insurance companies, and you need to be in network. You need to be part of the plan for the Medicare Advantage. The deductibles are often lower. The copays aren't there. But if you want to go somewhere else, you're not covered at all. So you got those trade-offs.
Okay.
Right. Interesting. So can you talk to us a little bit about the main components of Medicare?
Yes. And so as you're looking at the main components, it's alphabet soup. You've got Part A, which is the inpatient hospital care and some hospital services. Part B is your outpatient, and that's where the physician's cost, and Part B is a really big part of that. Most things are done outpatient these days. It also covers your lab tests, any flu shots that you might have. So Part B is really the part that's covering most of the expenses. And then Part D is your prescription drug cost. And so that's going to help you. And as I get older, I found that the prescriptions that I have, the list keeps growing, the hits keep coming.
Right.
It's there.
They're expensive.
They are, yes. Yes.
All right, so if you're watching, we didn't leave out a letter. We're talking about Part C now. What is Part C?
So Part C, we actually talked about already. Part C is the Medicare Advantage plan. And what Part C does is it bundles all the other elements of the traditional plan. So Part C, the Medicare Advantage, will have the hospital care, the outpatient visits, and the drug coverage all in one as one bundled plan.
Okay.
All right. Well, does coverage carry over year to year?
With the year to year, if you do nothing, whatever you signed up for will roll over to the next year. But that's not always the best thing to do. You want to review your coverage, the options, your Medicare supplement plan that you have. You really want to take a look and make sure it's the best for you. What's the drug formulary that they're going to be paying for? What doctors are still in network and out of network? You may be able to remain in the Medicare Advantage or the traditional Medicare world, but save a few dollars by comparing them. One thing that I do like to remind folks is if you're in the Medicare Advantage plan, it is very difficult to go back to traditional Medicare.
Oh.
So from traditional Medicare, you can go to Medicare Advantage, but if you want to go back to traditional Medicare, it's not impossible, but basically you need to move 200 miles and establish a new residence.
Man.
Yeah.
So you can run into a mess there.
Yes.
Hey, you got life changes. What worked for you last year may not work for you this year, so always beneficial to look.
Always take a good look, and with your finances, your insurance coverage, looking at these at least once a year, and the fall's a good time to do that. It's open enrollment. It's on people's mind. Yeah, you want to make sure you've got what's right for you.
SSA.gov is where you can find all the information on that if you're getting close to Medicare age. Will Rogers, always good to join us. Thank you for sharing your information.
Hey, always happy to share our wisdom on wealth.